everyone, welcome to today's video. As you can tell, I have got a very special guest. Why don't you introduce yourself and say where people can find you, so after this video they can go make sure they check everything out on your end and subscribe and all that.
Sure. Hello, my name is Dapper86. You can find me either on Twitch or YouTube, Dapper86. And I'm in Legion, running with Cindy, Revenex, Half Cent. Now I'm with Fate Fury and some other from Legion of Cabal since they disbanded.
Awesome. So that answered the next question I was going to ask. Like, where would you say you are in the game? I know a lot of the people out here watching this video at least know some of those names, if not most of those names, I would say.
Yes.
If someone doesn't know, they're pretty far along in the game. They're pretty late game players.
Yes.
Like slightly very late game players, actually.
For example, one of the members from Legion of Damned, that's the alliance I'm with normally. Well, I'm right now stepped down, but Cindy is very well known, especially if you ever visit Remenex. But the person who beat Dark Dimension 4 is Yags, and he is in the alliance as well.
Yeah. So this information is coming from some late game knowledge, at least. And what we're talking about is we're going to be talking about the Doom raids and getting ready for them, I suppose, preparing what you kind of need to know to be able to do that. So where do you think we should start? What's the first thing that you think is important to mention at this point?
Absolutely. So the first thing you got to really look into is being as a leader or a captain, you need to know your roster of your alliance. Just because the Doom raid is there doesn't mean it's for everybody. And some small mistakes can cost you 30%. A lot of times, these end game players that are finishing 60 or higher than that, they're spending a lot of cores. So that's something that a lot of people don't really realize, is that how much money they really put into it. And if you're not willing to put hundreds of dollars just to be able to get 60% on the Doom raid, just do some easy steps that we're going to help you out today, and you'll be able to do it fairly easy.
All right. Yeah, that's definitely important. You definitely have to know who your alliance is. Not every alliance is ready for this, and I think taking what you learn from this, you can get your alliance ready, but that doesn't mean you're ready right now. Like my alliance, we're not ready for this right now. We're looking at it, we're working at it, we're coming up with a plan so that we can be. And I think that's where a lot of people are right now. Especially, they're kind of like not paywalling, but they're locking a lot of things behind Doom Raid going forward. If you keep reading the blog posts, like, this will be a reward in Doom Raid, this will be a reward in Doom Raid. You need this, Doom Raid. So it's kind of becoming more and more important. So it's a good thing to right now take a look at where you're at, and what advice we're going to give you guys today, apply that so that you can get there. It's not for tomorrow, it's a down the road thing, but I think it's very important. One quick point just on the actual mechanics of the raid, just so you are aware. There are 69 nodes total per strike team. There are 23 nodes in each third. That is definitely not what I meant to move. There's 23 nodes left, middle, and right. So to get 30%, you need to beat 21 nodes per strike team. Anything else, just generally, that you think we should add on to that?
So also these nodes are specific to traits as well.
Yeah.
So that's why I would say knowing your alliance is very crucial, because you need to know which traits your alliance members can be able to do comfortably. So you guys be able to finish those nodes.
Yeah. There definitely are trait requirements on these, and they're not the most player-friendly, I wouldn't say. Would you say that they're incredibly player-friendly, or not so much?
God, no. So my roster is almost 12 billion. It's like 300k away from 12 million. And my symbiote is about 600k. And I thought, okay, let me just auto this like I normally auto everything. And they just got destroyed real quick, and I was like, whoa, let me back out before even accept this. So you gotta, you know, play through. It's not auto friendly as
Yeah.
well.
Which is very familiar to any time that anyone starts a new raid series, or like when Ultimate 7 came out, you couldn't auto that anymore. When Ultimate 6 came out, you couldn't auto that anymore. Ultimate 5, I'm assuming, kind of was the same. I made it my way there a little later than the average person. I started slow and kind of picked up after that point. But point being, you aren't able to auto new things for sure. Maybe down the road, yeah, but definitely going to take some actually manual playing on this.
Absolutely.
All right, so you mentioned symbiotes, but what is there a specific lane which you handle personally? Like, what is your lane when you're doing this?
So okay, so what my alliance do for this raid, we skip the first four nodes. I mean the first four lanes, and what we do is four people on what is it like 5 through 8. So it's just like the people from, so we skip the bottom one and we go right where you got Dakak and Emma Frost.
Okay.
That's where we normally go, and we put 4 people, 2 per each lanes. So that's how we normally attack, and basically we have we try to get the weaker people to attack the earlier nodes.
Okay.
And when people have problems, you can either save it, and in a sense I'm saying save it, I mean, like, you can just let the time run out, or you can just leave. Or if you don't feel comfortable with it, or you lost some crucial characters, for like refreshing them, force close, you will save your team, but you will lose the energy.
Yeah, energy is less important than teams. It's
Absolutely.
better to, at the worst case scenario, if you need to do another energy, and you need to spend power cores on it, it's 50. If you need to revive your full team on power cores, that's what, 250? Yeah.
Yes, it is 250.
So it's 5 times
like
worse.
2 turns.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys just straight up skip the bottom 2 lanes.
Yes,
which
absolutely.
are the atrocious, what is it, bio, which not an issue, I'm assuming. It becomes the little skill section here. When I've been talking to a lot of people, and I've heard 2 main strategies. The first one was just get like one person per each of the top 4, and then cram everybody else in the bottom section. And then the other one is just straight up ignore the bottom section and cram everyone else in the 2 other sections. So
Yes.
you're a proponent of the just ignore the skill section. It's not that important anyways, and deal with the others.
Yes, because that comes down to, like I was saying earlier, knowing your alliance roster.
Right.
We do have a lot of people with 18 million TCP. Well, we got a few of them, 18 million TCP, stuff like that. But the majority of us are anywhere from 12 million to 9, I think, or 10 million.
Okay.
So not everybody is ready for the bottom. If your whole alliance is ready for the bottom, then yes, that is the ultimate way to do it, and you will easily get 60%. But for us, we go with this strategy, and it helps out a lot, and works out good for us.
All right. So you personally, what traits are you dealing with when you go into the raid?
I'm dealing with what was it, the mutant bio.
Okay, the top
Skills.
third.
That's the top one, yeah, with the Emma Frost.
Okay, so you got mutant down here, and then it's bio up here.
Yep.
Game is being a little laggy as per usual, but and I'm assuming because you're not doing the bottom, you have to pop up into this section here a little.
Oh, absolutely.
Right. Okay. So for mutant, which is just this little area here, what team are you running?
Okay, so I have Emma Frost. I use what's his name, Mr. Sinister. Sometimes it depends, because if I feel like I need strength, I'll use like my Phoenix or my Cyclops. My Cyclops is 150 50k alone, 7 red stars. So if I do that, then I'll put beast, but I try to save them for a little later when I really need them. So I'll probably just throw in like X23 stuff like that.
Okay, so you don't run a full Astonishing X-Men team.
No, because my Astonishing X-Men is not balanced. I have beast at 100k, and then everybody else is 50k or 60k, and they're not really gonna do much. I know people that like my Astonishing is like 3 something, and I know people who do it, but the thing is that you need to understand is that they have a balanced team, meaning that everybody is around the same power level, 70k, 60, whatever. While you have a large gap, especially with beast, it just makes your team very weak. Especially if they take out beast right away, then you're screwed. Now the reason I have my beast that high is because that's why I normally run with my X-Men, and my X-Men total power is like 670
Right.
before war boost. So it's just I don't really normally use Astonishing X-Men. I really use X-Men.
Fair enough. So one thing a lot of people were worried about is you 100% are going to need to build up all the Astonishing X-Men to do the mutant nodes. Do you think that is true?
I don't think you need to completely go all crazy on them, but yes, you will have to invest in them heavily to be able to do those. But not everyone needs mech wars and stuff like that.
All right. Okay, so we got the Mutant Lane, which you can kind of do a hodgepodge team of just. There's a lot of really good mutants between like Mr. Sinister, Emma,
Mm-hmm.
Phoenix, Cyclops, X23, so on and so forth. So you have enough that you can just kind of muscle your way through this first little section.
Absolutely, yes.
And then you get into the bio section up there. What are you running in bio? I know you mentioned symbiotes, but
Yes, I like to run symbiotes,
yeah.
and then sometimes Fantastic Four with like Ultron. We can't do Ultron. I'll do like Fantastic Four. And I just throw like my strongest character that I can.
Okay. So you said your symbiotes are all around 600k. You said.
Yes, to be exact, they're 590, like I think 595.
Okay. And that's 600k ish symbiotes.
Mm-hmm.
Can they get how many? What can they do? Like how well do they go on their own? Would you say?
Well, if you play them and they don't like target like anti venom, you can beat those nodes. But you had to play it through. See, that's the thing. Is that I've been so spoiled. I've been autoing everything. Like U7 difficulty 5, I've even autoed the boss nodes. Like it doesn't really affect me at all. So being so spoiled with those raids and then coming to this one, and I was also in a retired, like not retired, but like a less competitive alliance.
Right.
So we wasn't doing nothing like that. So I didn't have no expectations, and I just dove in there. I was like, oh, I'm fine. I auto it. Like I did Dark Dimension 4, like the first few nodes, one shot every single one of them, and I mostly autoed it as well. So with that type of mentality, like, oh, this raid's nothing, and you gotta respect it. You gotta play it through sometimes.
All right. So the when you say they can do those nodes if you just play it, does that include the second mini boss here, the Negasonic node, or how does that one feel?
Oh no, so okay, so my strategy with mini bosses is if you're gonna do it yourself, throw in a bait, throw in something that they can suck in all the damage first, because you're not, unless if I don't know if I've seen anybody who can all actually like beat the boss nodes, like one one down, maybe because of time and stuff like that. But I always throw a bait team and then go after it, or sometimes I just throw my main team and then have somebody else finish it off, or somebody does it for me, and then I go finish it off. So it's always good to work as team, or if you don't have a teammate, make your own team.
All right. So Any mini boss, use the sacrifice, then get through with a bigger team.
Exactly.
All right. So then for you to get to the 30%, that means you're going to have to deal with some of these skill nodes. What on
Oh
earth
yeah,
are you
absolutely.
doing?
Oh man, it's like it's a little strategy called any, mini, miny, mo. Catch the strongest one by its toe. So I just try to grab whatever I have strong wise. Fortunate for me, I was very early on game. I got really good skills characters, well, the Fury and the Shield.
Right.
But I just mix match. I have Killmonger there. I put Nick Fury. Try to put like Shield security, because once your person goes loses half his health, his songs goes, and just try to see how many 100k characters I can put in there.
So, do you solo any nodes with your skill team in this? Or is
God
it
no.
does anybody?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there are people that do it. It's just I'm very picky now with who I gear up past gear 12.
Right.
So I have a bunch of people gear 12, but not that many past gear 12. I set the key characters for Dark Dimension, and right now, like with my Dark Dimension run, I wasn't being smart about it, and I just mix match. So I'm so used to mix matching, and I brought in more symbiotes already
Mm-hmm.
with 2 globals. So now I'm stuck in the global nodes without 4 globals. So it's just those are the issues with me. Only like Black Orders and X-Men, those characters I really put everything into them. X-Men was because of Red Star pulls, and
Right.
the Black Order was just because they were so meta.
Right. So the skill what we're getting is this top lane. You kind of you can use hodgepodge mutants. Big astonishing X-Men teams are very helpful. Use a sacrifice on this mini boss, then you throw in the big teams. Then your symbiotes will get you over to the Negasonic node. Use some sacrifices and then probably some teamwork to take that down. And then that's the benefit of why you have 4 people in this lane, is because you're going to end up in this skill section and you're just throwing anything and everything you have until these nodes go down. How far do you need to get into this lane, this skill lane, for it to work for the 30%?
I think it's like 2 nodes after the mini boss. I'm not 100% sure.
Okay. Well, that
Yeah, because I already did it one time. I try to talk to people about it, but
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
yeah, it was
8, 9.
it wasn't
10.
that bad.
So that should be, if you do 2 nodes after that, that's 10. So one of these sections you're going to need to do 3 after the mini boss, and one of them you're going to need to do 2.
Yes, that's correct. And then also, like what we also did, what we have Faith Fury and Frank the Tank, which are the strongest members that we have in our alliance.
Right.
They didn't really contribute into like towards the end of the raid,
Right.
because they were able to go through it.
Okay. So in the weird way, you kind of want to save your big guys, not even bothering with the early nodes. Use their energy later, because they're the only ones that are going to do anything anyways there.
Absolutely, yes. In a sense, yes.
Okay, so it unfortunately kind of gets back to an old issue of timing with especially international alliances on how you're going to actually make it fit. So we're going to have to like call out you guys like, all right, you guys are the weak ones. When are you most able to launch the raid and attack? Don't worry about the big guys. They'll deal with it later. They can.
Yeah, in a sense.
All right, so that's that. So we've covered skill, we've covered bio, we've covered mutant. The last 2 lanes are going to be tech and mystic. Do you have any good information about that at this point?
Tech and mystics, not really. I would say for like tech, you always want to have like Doc Ock.
Right.
But man, my mind just went froze in me for a second. I'm trying to figure if the the Wasp team.
Pimtech?
If no. That's Power On. Oh yeah, Pimtech. Never mind. That's correct. I'm wondering if they out, but I don't feel too comfortable. Like even after the rework with Wasp and Ant-Man, I would just put like I'll mix it up with them. So I'll put Ghost, Doc Ock. Wait, well, I don't know what I keep thinking about Doc Ock. Okay, so I'll go Ghost, and then I'll use some of the Pimtech and Power Armor meshed.
Okay, so like a pretty high damage team. Well, sort of. Pimtech, not super. But the one thing about Pimtech is you may not want to, but they basically decided for you. You're going to have to build Pimtech eventually no matter what you do, so...
Unfortunately, yes.
And Ghost is good. Ghost is a really good character. I've been seeing a lot of people like for tech going like super healy type teams, like getting a Doc Ock, getting a Minerva, getting a Shuri, getting a Ghost, and then getting a fifth. The fifth kind of gets changed a lot in anyone I've seen do it, but like the sustain is kind of the characters you're going for here in that situation as well.
Yes.
Right.
So, and that's something that you should be used to by now, since you've done Dark Dimension 1 through 3, and maybe 4 as well. So that's something that you should be very accustomed to now. See, my issue is I'm not patient, so I like to auto a lot.
Right.
So that's why I go through things the hard way and end up spending a lot of cores. But yes, Ghost is very, very crucial. Like I've seen people, like especially in like doing wars and stuff like that, they will throw with like Marauders and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's a very, very scary team.
Yeah, that's my team.
So there you go. So yeah, so with that and Minerva, that would be great. A lot of like, even though Ultron is tech,
right? That was what I was thinking.
I don't really mention because I think game players, stuff like that, you committed to him. But now the newer players, they don't like Ultron. They don't really use him that much because they don't see the value that he used to have. But you gotta remember that the rumor around is that he's gonna get some stars, red stars.
Oh no, that's more than rumor. That's confirmed at this point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's coming. When?
Okay.
When we have no idea.
I wasn't from that, so I said that.
Yeah, so it is coming. We just don't know.
Yeah, but
generous.
So yeah, so you don't want to sleep on him. When he came out, he was a big thing for MSF, and he still will be a big thing.
Yeah. Obviously, there's one character here talking about Mystic and Tech who's both and would be a huge help, but not necessarily available to everyone, and that would be Dr. Doom.
Yeah. Unfortunately, yeah, not a lot of people have him. I don't have him either, so don't feel bad if you don't have him.
Eventually, he's kind of, I guess he is. When they originally did the Ultima 7 First Strike, Ultron was basically necessary for it. If you didn't have Ultron, I remember making a video like of the best possible non-Ultron team, and everyone was like, there was so many views on that video because no one had a clue what to do if they didn't have Ultron. And I put together everything I could. Like I was theory crafting so much just to do anything in it, but I managed to come up with something. But I feel like Doom is kind of that for this raid in many ways. Like he makes the Mystic section significantly easier. He makes the Tech section significantly easier. But you probably don't have him right now.
No, and that's the whole thing too, is that's why this raid is so difficult, because it's not meant for everybody.
Right.
It's not meant for to be easy. So they're gonna put it difficult so you can core out. Because let's face it. You know, people panic. Lines leaders and captains start, getting upset with the members, and the last thing they want to do is set their mates. So they just so with that being said, and you touched on this earlier, no raids that once it first came out was easy to 100 or auto friendly.
Yeah.
So right now it does seem impossible for us to be able to defeat Doom raids 100%. It does seem like it's gonna be like you're never gonna be able to do it, but it just came out, and once everybody has done Dark Dimension 4 or new characters come out and your roster gets big, you'll be able to go through this like it was nothing.
Right. That new characters actually reminds me, because up until a few days ago, for Mystic, I had gotten a strong answer from a few of the higher end players that have been doing Doom Raid in the Mystic lanes of a specific team that they found that's been working. And that was Thanos, Ebony Maw, Minerva, Mordo, and Ghost Rider. Obviously, Dr. Doom supersedes this, but now there's a new Mystic character that I'm hearing is pretty good out there. Do you have any reports on a Silver Surfer dealing in Doom Raid?
Not at the moment, but I can confirm that Silver Surfer is really good. He would not have no issues doing those raids, as long as you have him around 50k or higher.
Right.
He's so good.
Right. So Silver Surfer's another option that's going to make this a little easier getting through that Mystic section, which you just said. Beating higher end content, getting more stars, characters being made farmable, new characters coming to the game can all change this. We'll make it eventually easier down the line, but for right now, what we have is a situation where you're kind of trying to just cram a bunch of people in and use whatever you have to get there. If it's the perfect team or not, it doesn't actually matter as much as a lot of people would think. There are teams that are going to help you. If you have like a 500k Astonishing X-Men, you're probably in pretty good shape for the Mutant Lanes. If you got a really big Symbiotes team, you're probably in good shape for Bio. But then other than that, there is going to be a struggle for this. Which then reminds me, after this point, you have to get 2 or 3 nodes of Mutant up here. And this is probably where the people with big Astonishing X-Men are going to be setting up for, I'd assume. Is that what your guys' plan is?
Yes, absolutely. So like I was saying, sometimes like for the first nodes, we let the weaker ones go. Like, we always want to have let people try, because then they'll know how they have to build up the team. So we normally wait until the weaker teammates need help so that we can step in.
Right.
But I can't say we, because I'm part of those weaker teammates. But yeah, so it's all strategies, talking to each other, let them know, hey, I'm struggling right here. I got this, I'm gonna be able to finish it. And just working as one. And that's the whole thing about MSF, is that raids are made to work as one to be able to get the end game rewards.
Yeah, that is completely true. So I think personally we've given a lot of people good ideas on, maybe not, we gave some specifics, but we've definitely given like a lot of, this is the kind of what you're needing to work towards as a concept idea, which is definitely going to help a lot of people. Eventually I think I'm going to go in and do some specific math on like, okay, you're going to need this many people with this team at this power-ish to be able to have a chance, but I don't think this is the right time for that. Partially because
it's way too soon.
It's not super easy to do at this point. I'm kind of making a little thing for my alliance, but again, that's more planning ahead, and that's just really seeing who are going to be the big guys that are going to be able to hop in here, and who's going to be the ones that are carrying through the other lanes. But anyways, do you have any other big tips and piece of advice that you think are going to help people prepare for this?
See something, because I want to make sure this advice is going to be actual useful. Because right now I'm not sure if the Doom raid and U7 raids use the same energy. Oh yeah, they do. Never mind. Because I was going to say what a lot of end game players were doing when these raids first came out and they were able to 100 is that if you're, let's say you plan to do raids a few weeks before, like try it out with your lines, start saving the energies, purchase the 50 every day until it costs 100 and stack up the energies. But by the time that you do, you will have a few hundred energies saved up just so you can keep on going.
Yeah, okay. So definitely make sure you have the resources saved up. So
so try to research. Yeah.
That definitely brings me to a point I meant to mention but completely forgot. My biggest recommendation when you do start Doom Raid that I've been hearing from a lot of people: don't do it every day right off the bat. Even if it means that you have to go from like you're normally 100% Ultimate 7. Even if you have to step down from like 7.5 a little bit to give you a little bit of buffer to rebuild your resources so that you can be a little more prepared for Doom Raid, just definitely don't be doing it every day. Make sure you have a chance to build up your reestablish your resources, I guess. A lot of people have been saying every 5 days to once a week is a good rate when you first start until you start getting a little more comfortable with it. But yeah. Do you have any final thoughts?
Oh no, just be patient. Don't try to rush into things. I've seen people who are, let's say like 5 million TCP requesting to be in the end game alliance just because you want those rewards. You need to understand that it takes a while for these things, and you gotta be patient. You gotta work on yourself. Yes, you need to be in a good alliance, but a good alliance with your roster, with your total collection power.
Right.
And thank you so much for having me, man. I had so much fun.
Yeah, thank you a lot for doing this. Definitely going to be working together with some things in the future.
Oh, absolutely.
But it was definitely great having you. I like the hat.
Thank you.
And we'll do this again sometime soon. So make sure you guys go check them out, and we'll see you next time.
Take it easy, y'all.